Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades. I'm going to get into AMC in a bit, obviously, but I'm going to cover the SPY first. I've been making dedicated GME videos lately, and a lot of people are appreciating it, and it's helping the channel grow a lot, so thank you for that, everyone. Really appreciate it. Can't thank you enough. But let's get into it. Let's continue our analysis on the SPY. Today was a pretty much lackluster day, pretty, quiet week, I would say. Even after the CPI. The CPI was obviously a gap up day, but after that, it's been pretty lackluster. And I think the market's, it's had a nice week, another green week, right? If you take a look at the weekly candles, the market is up again, another 1.8%. And whoever says, the top is in, that was the top, this is the top, you're not smarter than the market. So the market essentially has gone up these last 8 weeks, I think, or sorry, 7 weeks. It's up another 9% in the S&P. So this thing continues to churn higher, and I still believe that we got higher to go. All right, I don't see this stopping just yet. When I take a look at the weekly candles here, right, we have a -3 on the dual band strength index at a 10, and next week could be even more bullish once again, right? Daily time frame, okay, you're starting to slow down a little bit on the daily time frame. Green money flow isn't as thick anymore, but when we get on the smaller time frames, it's increasing as we go higher and higher, right? So I am liking this price action in the SPY. No complaints there. Let me get on the daily time frame here. Let me take a look. So no significant selling from smart money. 4-hour time frames, you're getting a couple of red crosses, and that's really about it. So ultimately, we are in the longer term sell area here for the SPY, but this thing could just keep going up, right? And we've been tracking this correctly essentially since October of 2023, when this was a dip buy area and it had a strong reversal out of it. I never thought it would go to this extent, but in a straight line, I thought we would get some pullbacks along the way, but really this was our pullback here, and this was another dip buy. And again, we bought the dip correctly. If you were following me, this would have gone higher, right? And it was another dip buy. I was following some people like the crash is starting, it's beginning, but we just continue to push up, and it's probably because people continue to short, and it's continuously squeezing higher. Anyways, maybe next week we'll get a pause week. Could be finishing up this wave 3. But again, if we gap up and you erase divergence, then really, this will keep going higher. Well, we'll see. We'll see what we get next week. Everything's kind of set up for a multi-week rally, right? So I'm long the triple Qs as well, and rightfully so that I longed, because it's continuing to melt up, and we're up almost 10% now, I think, on the triple leverage ETF that we bought. So let's take a look here at some individual names. So, okay, I'll cover AMC first, because I know there's a lot of people who are excited about AMC. So I'm following AMC here as well. And this one's a little bit tougher, but essentially you're going up in this impulse and this fifth wave now. And you got to look at the smaller time frames for this one, because it's just chopping sideways. I think you're getting ready. I think you're gearing up like GME. So it's easier to track GME for the AMC's count, because really once GME goes up or goes down or takes off, or depending on its pattern, AMC would be set to go higher as well. So this would mean that you're going to take out this peak. All right, you would take out this peak in a wave 5, erase either you extend the wave 3 and erase divergence, or you're going to, which I think is going to be pretty hard given the RSI is at 88. But who knows? Anything can happen. So probably another high, or a nominal high, maybe, right? What was the high here? At $11.90. So you probably go a little bit higher, 14, 16. I really don't know how high this thing could go. You got a gap fill here at 19 bucks, right? So you could put some, short-term targets there if you want to fill the gap. So it would mean like around the 20 bucks area, right? If you were to go there, this is not to guarantee at all, right? This thing could go down even more, right? If bad news comes out. So I'm not in AMC at the moment. Actually, no, I am. I have a small position in AMC, but it's not significant, and I already got it at an okay price, so I'm not too worried. And if I do stop out, I stop out. So I do have a small position in AMC, actually. I have to admit. But yeah, that's basically the count here. And then you'll get divergence. Then you'll know that the move is finished. And then the wave 1 will come in, will finish up, and then you'll pull back into wave 2. And then you should continue this whole cycle higher, really. But we'll see. You know, the fundamentals need to support AMC, and I don't follow the fundamentals of AMC. I've been following GME, and it's been playing out quite well so far. Right, our entry was down here at $23.50. I also have a personal position, but this is the portfolio position is down here. Okay, let's continue, and I'll take a look at a few other things here. So we'll take a look at NVIDIA, right? So NVIDIA continues to churn higher here. It could be getting ready to erase divergence, I think. I think it already did erase divergence today. So you know what that means, right? So the fact that we erased divergence, guys, you're extending the wave 3. So now NVIDIA can go higher, right? And it will most likely go higher and continuing to just push higher. You'll get a wave 4 pullback eventually, but when this pulls back, it's just another dip buy. It's another dip buy opportunity, like this was a dip buy opportunity, right? And this was a dip buy opportunity. All these were dip buy opportunities on the way higher, right, in Elliott wave counts. So now you erase the divergence, you extending the wave 3. So if you're looking for this significant top, then it's coming, but it can go higher, right? So what now? If they do the stock split, this was $1,300. Now it's $131. So probably in the 400 area. I could do some rudimentary calculations here, but really, you know, you erase the divergence, so it's a little bit tougher. But let's see where this could take us, right? Let's see where this could really take us. Okay. So this was the AA area, that too long. You just bring it back to the lows here. You're getting there. You're getting there. You're already getting there. But now the area is a larger sell area, right? You could go up to 168 now. So you know, I have a very small position on a short position with NVDD. I think it's called NVDD, right? NVDD, which is a 1x bear share, and I'll probably stop out next week, or I'll be looking for this wave 4 pullback to get out at break even. I think we shorted somewhere around 124, so it's not too bad, right? So we're probably under the water 5% on that trade, but again, I'm not gonna hold this thing forever, right? Anyways, it's tough to call these tops, and again, it can go higher. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla's pulling back here. So again, I think it's getting out of its. I think this correction is over, and this is another. It's a buy to dip opportunity for this to go higher. All right, so of course this was a long-term buy area. It held out beautifully. Now it's just chopping sideways in the correction. Now we should come out of this in a 5th wave. And again, Elliott wave does work. You know, drop down, push up higher. You do your calculation, and this was your sell area, and then the price fell all the way down here. Let's continue. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple is still in this wave 4 here, but is going to go higher. And again, if it erased divergence, it's going to extend the wave 3. And you're just going to do 1-2s throughout the whole thing. All right, let me cover a few more things. So ROKU, unfortunate. This one's quite unfortunate. I stopped out of this trade. You know, I think that if ROKU is trying to break these lows here, it will ultimately go down to the $38 or $40 levels. It may just do a quick double bottom or pretty darn close to it. But if you break the pivot, if you take out this pivot here at 38, it's called a go to zero chart. This will most likely go down and continue to go down forever until it reaches zero. Maybe just the fundamentals are just so bad, the market's not there, you know, I don't know what it is, but this thing is starting to fail. The count, and when it does that, you got to be careful. You got to get out of those trades, and you have to stop out. And this was a beautiful short area, right? This was a short area, and we tagged it twice, and then we came down. Came down a substantial amount too, right? We were down 50% from those levels. Okay, let me continue. I'll take a look at some other trades here. So we took our profits on the Hang Seng. I think the Hang Seng is doing too much of a deep correction here. So now this is, so now what you have is no longer a bullish impulse. You have a corrective move inside of an ABC. So you have an A, B, and a C, right? You have 3-wave move up. Now you're going to get a 3-wave move down, and to where the C leg is going to finish, right? I'll give you a target for that right now. So the Hang Seng is going to do something like this, and I will be buying the dip on this. I want to get back into yin, but it's got to go lower first for me, right? You got to go lower 17,100 to a little bit lower, I think, 16,113. So in that area, that's your dip buy area, and then you're gonna do a WXY, right? You'll do something like this. Oops. There you go. So that's most likely what's playing out for the Hang Seng right now. It's unfortunate. I think Baba is also breaking down as well. So that's why I took my profits on Baba here. And look at Alibaba. It's melting down now. So either I could actually make 5 waves up here, but the corrective move, right? The ABC correction. This is a crash correction. This could go much deeper. This could have lower to go, but it might be a really good dip buy once we finish this this drop here. Oh boy, wow. I don't really like if it takes out this pivot. If it takes out this pivot, then that's cause for concern. But ultimately, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I would put it no lower than the $69 area. That's about it. And then you have to accept the fact that this thing could break its pivots and maybe go back all the way down to 58 bucks. Excuse me. Okay, let me continue, and I'll take a look at a few other things. So we always covered the TLT, right? So let's take a look at the TLT. So again, our count, beautiful opportunities were born out of here. Again, I told you guys many times that these were dip buys, and that the yields are going lower, and it looks like our analysis is correct. I'm not always going to be correct, right? I get stuff wrong all the time. I have to stop out our ROKU, right? So it doesn't mean I'm always correct, but it looks like we got this one correct, and the yields are going lower. We broke this pivot. It was holding this pivot for quite a while, right? The 4.5% on the 20-year, and now it looks like it should go lower. And now bonds are going higher, right? But the market is not going higher, right? So you got to wonder, what's the problem here? What's going on, right? I mean, the Nasdaq is going higher, but the Russell, right? The yields are going down, right? The yields are going down. Why is TLT, the yields are going down? Why is the small caps not performing? Look at the dollar. The dollar is surging back up towards the upside. If we could have finished this today, I believe today, this wave 2, and could just be, I mean, I've been talking about a big drop in the dollar for a while, but could be just a bigger move playing out here, and you gotta be patient with it. A lot of other currencies are weakening, so which is causing the dollar to go higher. Even the dollar is not that strong. Other currencies weaken. That's how the DXY works. Okay, so that's pretty much, it's pretty straightforward. Let me talk about other things. So I mean, TLT and TMF are the same thing. So TMF is performing very well. Our entry is down here at 45, something like that. So we are up pretty significantly now in this position, and we're going to continue to ride this higher and continuing to sell calls against our position to earn premiums. Let's cover a few other things here. So I'll talk about, let me see, a lot of my members have asked me to talk about a few stocks here. So I talked about AMC and GME. I have a full dedicated video for GME, and people are loving it, so they're supporting. I'm loving the support. Thank you so much. Let me see. I'm just scrolling up. SMCI. Okay, I'll talk about SMCI. I have one of my members who is currently short SMCI. So I have this going into a Y wave, but I've warned, I caution to short against the semiconductors, because they could be very impulsive and very volatile, right? High beta stocks, this thing, like you take a look at the SMH, it's continuing to make new all-time highs, erasing divergence. This thing can go higher, which means SMCI could go higher, right? And again, if this comes out of this in a wave 4, and it excuse me, in a longer term wave 4, and it wants to, push up, make another high at 2000 or something, and then you have big bearish divergence, then I'll be confident in maybe taking a short position there, because you look at the weekly, you've erased divergence, right? You extended the wave 3. Now I think you need to make another high with bearish divergence on a weekly, then you'd be set up. And then you want to look for some divergence on the daily as well. So which means this thing could impulse out, right? But if this Y wave wants to play out, it could, right? And I'll be looking to buy the dip. But ultimately, these are double corrections, and if you need to see a 3-wave move down first. So right now we got 1. This could be a 3-wave move, or it could be a 1, right? You got to be open to the idea that this could be a 1, this is a 2, and you could be stuck in the short on this wave 3, which is very impulsive wave 3s, right? So it's dangerous. So I'll let you make that decision, and I'll check back. I'll check back on Monday. Excuse me. Okay, let me continue on, and I'll take a look here at a few other things. We'll cover, I think we covered Tesla, NVDA, Apple. I think there's some people that were some new members, some new subscribers who are actually asking for me to take a look at some other stocks. So let me just scroll here. I think we got over 77 or 80 comments on the GME video that I made. So lots of lots of action going on there tonight. Let me take a look. Okay, SoFi. Someone was asking for SoFi. So we've done SoFi before. I've done analysis on SoFi. So there you go, right? You came out of this wave 1. Now you want to come back in this wave 2. So this is a dip buy area for SoFi. So you anywhere between $6.27 and $4.75 is a big accumulation range. But again, it's a big range, right? So that's why you got to get on the smaller time frames and see what's a good opportunity. You can use your indicators, right? If you want to join the Discord, just to support, right? Not as a super premium member, just a supporter. I can give you more daily updates on SoFi or real-time updates if you want about this stock, right? Something like this, right? You can take a look at it. So right now it looks like it's going to dip down lower. The weekly time frame, you don't have a significant bottom just yet, but you could be having you could be getting one soon, right? And that would be good if we could have more downside in SoFi here. Okay, all right. Let me take a look at a few other names. So I'll cover. Let me scroll down here. Some people were asking for other stocks, so I think let's see. PALL. So I think PALL is finishing up. I'm also in PALL, but this thing is a tough trade right now for sure. But let me take a look, see what we got going on the larger time frames, the weekly time frames. You got smart money accumulating here. Okay, PALL. Take a look at the weekly. Okay, still deep red money flow here. Monthly time frame. You're entering red money flow. You're due for a relief rally eventually. Oh wow, manipulation going down. 4-hour time frame. Okay, 4 hours looking pretty good. You might have an entry set up early on next week, Monday. This thing could come back up maybe to the 91 area. Yeah, I mean, you really need the daily to show you signs of life here, but you could be getting bullish divergence here in an anchor wave, which is a nice entry point for a market cipher trade. Plus you're near the lows here, right around 78 to 79. It's a pivot, so you have a pivot to trade against. And yeah, this was obviously incorrect. This was not an impulse out. It crashed back down. So we're still waiting for this correction. I haven't done the full chart of Palladium. Okay, I think I've covered everything that I usually cover, plus some. So if you guys want to, leave some comments, I'll take a look at more analysis or more stocks that you guys want me to cover, and I don't mind doing it, right? And I'm also in the Dow Jones trade. This is a trade I took myself, and I think that we're getting ready to come out of this as well. So just a big wave 2 pullback, 1-2 setup, and then a 3-3 moment, hopefully. All right, have a good weekend, guys, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.